morning, boys and girls. I'm Miss Porter.
I'm Miss Stark.
And I'm Miss Cox.
And this morning, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about character. Now, this is a story about a girl named Jane. Jane came straight home from school one day, and she went to play outside. Her mother stopped and asked, "Now, Jane, do you have all your homework done? I don't want you to play outside until all your homework is finished." "Of course I do, Mom," Jane said. "Okay, I'm trusting you," said her mom. Jane didn't really have all of her homework done, but she thought, my mom will never know that I don't have all my homework done, so what's the harm? Jane has a huge problem. She is not being honest with her mother. Is Jane showing good character? Boys and girls, today I'm going to talk to you about character. Now, there are two different definitions to the word character. One is like a character in a story, in a book, or in a movie. But the other one is the qualities about you that make you up who you are. For example, if someone is mean to you on the playground, do you think they're showing good character? Raise your hand. Does anybody think that they're showing good character by being mean to you? Anybody? Okay. Yes, Ms. Warren. No, exactly. No, they're not. For another example, if someone is polite to their teachers, respectful to their teachers, are they showing good character? Yes, they are. We should all show good character because it makes up who we are as a person and it defines who we will become. Like our story earlier about the little girl Jane who was not being honest with her mother, I'm going to tell you guys another story about a little boy named Marty Mouse. Now, Marty has a huge problem, and I need you guys at the end of the story to tell me what his problem was and to tell me the solution to his problem, okay? This story is called Marty's Big Mistake. Marty Mouse was walking home from school one sunny day. A rock was on the sidewalk, which he kicked along the way. The rock would bounce and roll until it stopped a bit ahead, but one time when he kicked it, he forgot to use his head. He kicked the rock too hard and sent it flying through the air. It flew toward a house, and that gave Marty quite a scare. The rock broke through a window with a dreadful crashing sound. He knew he'd be in trouble if somebody was around. He felt bad for what happened, but he was too scared to stay. He didn't know what he should do, so he just ran away. He ran the whole way home and didn't stop till he got there. He thought he should tell, but yet he didn't dare. Because he got away with it, he was now free and clear. Nobody knew he did it, and he had no reason to fear. But something inside Marty's head told him it wasn't right. He started feeling bad. He couldn't sleep at all that night. So Marty sat awake in bed and wondered what to do. He felt ashamed of what he did, and he was sorry too. At last he made his mind up. He would go and right the wrong. He knew it would be scary, but he knew it must be strong. So Marty told his parents what he did and how he ran. He told them that he'd like to make things right if he still can. He said he had no money to repair the broken glass, but he would try to earn enough by working after class. Then Marty's parents understood that he made a mistake, but they were happy with the choice he finally chose to make. He went back to the house, although he was really afraid. He said that he was sorry for the big mistake he had made. He told the man who lived there that he'd pay for the repair. He wanted to do what was right. He wanted to be fair. That man told Marty he was brave for coming back that day. He made a bad decision when he chose to run away. But now that he came back and showed the good he had inside, it showed that he had character and did not need to hide. They got the window fixed, and Marty worked to pay the bill. It felt so good to make things right. It gave Marty a thrill. So Marty learned that even when mistakes give him a fright, it's best to have the character to try to make things right. Okay, boys and girls, I want you to raise your hands, and I want you to tell me the good character that Marty showed and the bad character that Marty showed. Did he show both, or did he only show good? Or did he only show bad? Raise your hand. Brian?
Both.
Okay, he showed both. How did he show both? Meredith?
He ran away and that was bad.
Good. He ran away and that was bad because he didn't tell anybody. Does anybody else know what good he did? No? Well, let's think about the story for a second. Marty Mouse was walking home from school and he kicked a rock into somebody's window. And when he did that, he ran away because he was scared of the consequences of that. Has anybody else not told their mom or their dad something bad they did when they actually did do it? I think we all have. And also, just think about the thing that he did that was good in the story. What did he do after he felt bad? He stayed up all night thinking about what he did. So what was the good he did in the end? Yes.
He came back and helped him with the window.
Good. He came back and helped him with the window, and he told his parents that what he did was wrong, and he showed good character. Now, by doing all this, Marty Mouse was showing good and bad character traits. Just like if someone was polite, like we talked about earlier, that would be an example of good. But bad would also be if someone was mean to you on the playground or if someone was being dishonest. Now, Miss Stark is going to do a note card activity with you guys. So you guys turn your listening ears on and give her your full attention.
All right, guys, I'm going to pass these note cards out to you. I don't want you to say these out loud until I call on you, okay? Okay, so what we're going to do for this activity is I'm going to call on each one of you, and I'm going to need you guys to tell me whether it's a good or a bad character trait on the note card that you have. And if it's a bad one, I want you to tell me how we can fix it to make it a good character trait. So let's start with you, Emily.
Foolish.
Okay, is that a good or a bad character trait?
It's bad.
And how can we make that into a good character trait?
We can,
That's tricky.
yeah, what would be opposite of foolish?
Wise. Yeah, maybe thinking about something before you do it instead of...
Okay, well, instead of, being mean to my brother, I could make sure that I share with him.
Yeah, that's true. You can do that. Okay, good job. What about you, Brian?
Gentle.
Gentle, is that a good or a bad character trait?
That is good.
That is good, right. Okay, Lauren, what about you?
I have greedy.
Greedy, is that good or bad?
Bad.
And how can we make that into a good character trait?
You can share your toys with your friends.
Yes, exactly. What about you, Kristen? What did you have?
Nice.
Is that good or bad?
Good.
Okay. Melanie?
I have active. That's good.
Active is a good character trait, right. Meredith?
I have hateful.
Hateful, is that a good or a bad character trait?
I think it's bad.
Bad. Yeah, that's definitely bad. How can you change that around and make it into a good trait?
I could be nice to people instead of being mean.
Yeah? Good job. Okay, what do you have?
Afraid.
Afraid, is that a good or a bad character trait?
Both.
Okay, think about the story that we had up there. Was Marty afraid at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, and was that a good or a bad thing?
Bad.
Bad, right. So how could we turn afraid around into a good character trait?
He can be brave and step up to what he did.
Yep.
Be responsible for his actions.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Okay. What about you, Kristen? What did you have?
Loyal.
Loyal, is that good or a bad character trait?
Good.
Yes. And what did you have?
Careful.
What was it?
Careful.
Careful. And that's a good character trait. Awesome. Good job. We also have some other ones that I'm just going to go through with you guys up here that we didn't pass out. This one says happy. Do you guys think this is a good or a bad character trait?
Good.
Good. What about this one? It says lazy. This is good or bad? How could we turn this around?
Be active.
Be active, right. That was another character trait that we had. What about this one? Jealous.
Bad.
Bad. Can somebody tell me how to turn this into a good character trait? Yeah,
Be
Melanie?
thankful.
Be thankful. Yeah, awesome. And giving. Is this a good or a bad character trait?
Good.
Good. Right. All right, so now Miss Cox is going to show you guys how to do your Marty Mouse, and she's going to go over your reading worksheet with you.
Okay, can I get 2 volunteers to help pass out? Meredith? Anybody else? Okay. Okay,
Marty Mouse. It's going to be kind of like a puppet. You see how we made it? You can draw a face on there and decorate it how you want to. But on the back, this is the important thing. Thank you. This is the important thing. On the back, you're going to write 3 or 4 good character traits that you want to have or that are good. Okay? And you're going to write them on the back. So work on that. But while you're working on that, I'm going to go over the comprehension worksheet that you're going to complete when you're finished. Okay? So there's a few questions on here. Who's the main character of the story? What's the problem in the story? What's the solution? And give an example of a good character trait and a bad character trait. I think we've gone over that a lot today, so you should be able to get it, but go ahead and work on that.
Are we supposed to decorate the mouse?
Uh-huh. Yes, decorate. Just kind of like this one we have up here. When you're done with everything, have your eyes up here so you know you're finished.
Did you want us to write on here?
It's character traits, good character traits that you can have. See, we have honest, caring, right on the back. Just about 3 or 4. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like 20. I have that 20 nose.
Gosh.
Very good.
There you go.
With whiskers.
That's okay. Pink, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, when you're done with your comprehension worksheet, go ahead and pass it to the end of the aisle so we can pick it up.
Can I see the example?
You can draw clothes on him if you want. You can color in his ears, color his tail. On the back, remember on the back, all the things that we went over today, all the good character traits that either Marty showed in the story or what you want to have. I made a cap on it. And if you don't get to finish it, you can finish it tonight.
Oh,
I made a cat mouse. Look. Are you guys going to do your comprehension? Make sure you have your name at the top. You already got them? Okay, cool. Okay. Should we get your sheet? Okay. That's all we have for our lesson today. Yep. Thank you guys for listening.